fams, and welcome back to our YouTube channel Diary TV. Of course, I remain your humble host, Divine Favor Ebogo. On to today's segment, I bring you Lesotho's confirmation letter to FIFA over Mokoena ineligibility, admits Nigerian fully entitled to protest. Yes, fams. Alright, let's start with the spark that lit this fire. On March 21st, 2025, South Africa's Bafana Bafana took Lesotho in a World Cup qualifier at Peter Mokamba Stadium in Polokwane. The scoreline, a cool 2-0 win for South Africa with goals from Relebohile, Mofokeng and Jaden Adams. Sounds straightforward, right? Well, not so fast. Lesotho Football Association, led by their Secretary-General Mokhosi Mohapi, dropped a bombshell after the match. They've sent an official letter to FIFA claiming South Africa fielded an eligible player, Teboho Mokoena, the Mamelodi Sundowns midfielder. So what's the beef? According to FIFA rules, if a player picks up 2 yellow cards in separate matches during the qualifiers, they are automatically suspended for the next game. Mokoena got booked in South Africa's 2-1 win over Benin back in November 2023, his first yellow. Then he picked up another in a 3-1 victory against Zimbabwe in November 2024. That's 2 yellows, folks. By the book, he should have been sidelined for the Lesotho's clash. But there he was, strutting his stuff for 82 minutes before being snubbed off. Now Lesotho's not letting that slide. In their letter, Mohapi didn't mince word. He told FIFA, "We've spotted their breach. Mokoena shouldn't have played. We're not here for malice. We just want the rules followed." And here's the kicker. Lesotho's not alone in this fight. Mohapi openly acknowledged Nigeria, saying, "We've heard the Super Eagles might protest too. And they are fully, of course, entitled to it." Why? Because South Africa's win affects everyone in Group C, especially Nigeria, who are scrapping for every point to catch up. Now let's talk timing. FIFA's regulations say protest about players' eligibility must be lodged within 24 hours of the match ending. The Lesotho-South Africa game wrapped up on Friday, March 21st. Reports suggest Lesotho's letter might have come a bit late. Some say over 24 hours after the final whistle. But Mohapi is pushing back, arguing FIFA's duty-bound to investigate a valid breach. Deadline or not, he's banking on precedent, and we'll get to that later. For now, this letter's got South Africa sweating and Nigerians watching like hawks. What happens next? Let's explore the implications. Yes, up next, implications for the 2026 World Cup qualifying campaigns. So what does this mean for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, particularly for South Africa and Nigeria? Buckle up, because this could be a game changer. As of today, March 28, 2025, Group C standings look like this. South Africa is sitting pretty at the top with 13 points after 6 matches. They've just beaten Benin 2-0 on March 25th, adding to their Lesotho win. Benin and Rwanda are tied at 8 points each, while Nigeria is in 4th with 7 points after a 1-1 draw with Zimbabwe. Now Lesotho's got 6 points and Zimbabwe is languishing at 3. If FIFA sides with Lesotho and rules Mokoena was ineligible, South Africa will lose the 3 points from that 2-0 Lesotho win. Instead, Lesotho might be awarded a 3-0 technical victory, standard FIFA protocol for such breaches. That would drop South Africa from 13 points to 10 and boost Lesotho from 6 to 9. Suddenly, the group's a lot tighter. South Africa would still lead, but only by 1 point over Lesotho and 2 over Benin and Rwanda. Nigeria at 7 points would be just there behind, or rather 3 behind, the leaders with 4 games left. For South Africa, this is a nightmare. They've been cruising. 13 points from 6 matches is a stronghold. Coach Hugo Broos has them firing on all cylinders, and that Benin win in Abidjan showed their grit. But losing 3 points could unravel their caution. They've still got to face Nigeria away and Rwanda at home, though fixtures where dropped points could let others sneak past if Lesotho's protest holds. Bafana Bafana's dream of returning to the World Cup for the first time since 2010, would hang by a thread. Now, flip the coin to Nigeria. The Super Eagles have had rocky campaigns. 2 wins, 3 draws, and a shock loss to Benin earlier on. That 7-point tally isn't where a football giant like Nigeria wants to be, but this Mokoena saga could be their lifeline. If South Africa drops to 10 points, turns within striking distance, they've got Zimbabwe at home next. Then Rwanda is away, South Africa away, and Lesotho and Benin at home. Win all 5, that's 15 points. Taking them to 22, likely enough to top the group even if South Africa keep winning elsewhere. Even 4 wins and a draw could do it if orders flutter. The ripple effect, of course, Benin and Rwanda stay in the hunt too. Benin's draw with Zimbabwe and Rwanda's statement with Lesotho this week shows they're scraping. A South Africa stumble opens the door for them to pounce. This protest isn't just Lesotho versus South Africa, it's a seismic shift that could redefine Group C's race to the USA, Canada, and Mexico in 2026. Up next, we have FIFA's decision and Group C standings. Now let's zoom in on FIFA's decision. How will it reshape Group C if FIFA rules against South Africa? The standings flip fast with decision: South Africa 13, Benin and Rwanda 8, Nigeria 7, Lesotho 6, Zimbabwe 3. Post decisions: if Lesotho gets the points, South Africa drops to 10, Lesotho jumps to 9, Benin and Rwanda stays at 8, Nigeria at 7, Zimbabwe at 3. South Africa still top, but the gap's razor thin: 1 point over Lesotho, 2 over Benin and Rwanda, 3 over Nigeria. That's a pressure cooker. South Africa's next games are against Zimbabwe away, Nigerians away, Rwanda at home, and Lesotho's away. They'll need near perfect results to hold on. Lesotho, meanwhile, gets a massive boost. 9 points put them second, and with matches against Rwanda, Benin, Zimbabwe, and Nigeria left, they could climb higher. Nigerian Sparks gets juiced too, 3 points off the top with winnable games ahead. But what if FIFA lets South Africa off? Maybe Lesotho's protest was too late, or there's a loophole like Mokoena's yellow being misrecorded or reset somehow. If so, South Africa keeps 13 and the status quo holds. They will stay 5 clear of Benin and Rwanda, 6 ahead of Nigeria. It will be a gut punch for Lesotho and a missed chance for Nigeria to close the gap without kicking a ball. Now FIFA's got a tough call here. They'll dig into matches, reports, yellow cards, logs, and protest timelines. South Africa's camp is quiet. Hugo Bruce dodged questions after the Benin win, saying it will sort itself out soon, but the clock's ticking. A ruling could come any day, and when it does, Group C's leaderboard might look very different or not. Either way, the stakes are sky high. On to the next, we have precedent for future disputes. This Mokoena mess isn't just about 2026, it's setting the stage for how FIFA handles eligibility disputes down the road. Let's look back. In 2013, Ethiopia fielded an ineligible player against Botswana in the 2014 World Cup qualifier. Now Botswana protested, FIFA investigated, and bam! Ethiopia lost 3 points. Botswana got a 3-0 win. Sounds familiar? That case took over a week to surface and a month to resolve. So Lesotho's timing might not kill their chances. Then there is Nigeria's own history in the 2018 qualifiers. They played Shehu Abdullahi against Algeria after he picked up 2 yellows. FIFA docked them 3 points, turning a 1-1 draw into a 3-0 loss. Harsh. Yes, but rules are rules. This precedent shows FIFA doesn't mess around. Ineligibility means punishment, usually a forfeit. If Lesotho wins this, it will be reinforced. That teams can slip up on suspensions. National Association with triple check bookings, maybe even higher complaint officers. It will also embolden smaller nations to challenge giants. Lesotho taking on South Africa could inspire others to speak up, but if FIFA dismisses it, say due to the 24-hour rules, it might tighten protest windows, making them act fast or lose out. Either way, this case will echo in future qualifiers. Players, coaches, and fans will remember Mokoena's name. Now on to the next, we have Nigerians' potential protests and their chances. Finally, let's talk Nigeria. Lesotho's Mohapi gave them a green light. Protest away. Super Eagles were entitled, will they? Post on X suggests the Nigerian Football Federation pushing for FIFA to deduct South Africa's points. No official word yet, but if they do, it's a power play. A successful protest doesn't give Nigerian points directly. It gives Lesotho the win, but it slashes South Africa's lead, putting qualification back in Nigerians' hands. With 7 points now, Nigerians got 4 games left. Zimbabwe at home, Rwanda away, South Africa away, Lesotho and Benin at home. Maximum haul, 15 points totaling 22. Realistically, they need 13 to 15 to top the group. Assuming South Africa stumbles post-deduction, beating Zimbabwe is a must. They've drawn twice already, but at home, with Victor Osimhen firing, it's got 2 against Rwanda already, it's doable. Rwanda is away tricky, they lost their 2-0 this week, but a fired up Nigeria could turn it around. South Africa away, massive. A win there, especially if Bafana's down to 10 points, could flip the table. Lesotho and Benin at home should be banker wins if they stay focused. If South Africa keeps 13 points, Nigeria chasing a 6-point snap with 12 points left to play for top, but not impossible. They'll need South Africa to drop points elsewhere and win out themselves. The protest, if it lands, cuts that gap to 3. Huge psychological boost. Nigerians on X and buzzing. You're going to the World Cup, one fan tweeted. Optimism high, but execution key. These teams got talent, Osimhen, Lookman, Iwobi, but consistency being their actual heels. If they seize this opportunity or this chances, 2026 would be theirs. Now wrapping it up, and there you have it, folks. Lesotho's letter has turned Group C into a battlefield. South Africa sweating, Nigerians plotting, and people's got a big call to make. Will Bafana hold their lead? Can the Super Eagles soar? Hit the like button if you're pumped for the drama. Subscribe for more football deep dives and drop your predictions below. Will South Africa lose points or will Nigeria steal the show? Thanks for hanging out for this hour-long roller coaster. See you next time. Of course, we remain Diary TV. Please stay passionate about the football game.